Good morning, people. Morning, morning, morning. It is um, May 23rd. Whew, May 23rd, Thursday. How we doing? We are coming into the morning after NVIDIA earnings. And damn, you can see NVIDIA here on my screen. What an earnings period it was. We have rallied how many percent right now? From yesterday's close, we're up about just shy of 7%. So still within that volatility expectation from options from yesterday, about 8%. And we rallied into the close of the session after pulling back, which was something that we were looking for in yesterday's market. A little pullback before we see a nice rally into these earnings, into the end of the week. We still have a little more upside, and it's coming out pretty well. So the way publishers are approaching the generative AI is changing as the media industry evolves its outlooks on technologies of the future. So questions had initiated and centered around how it would impact their workforce or operations, as well as how could they benefit from or be harmed by the new developments. So some of those answers are now becoming more and more apparent in many parts of publishing spaces, ranging from movies, music, to online content and printed word. So we have a lot of news from AI as well as NVIDIA. But from the AI space, first and foremost, in the earlier innings of AI revolution, firms band together to stave off any threats to their bottom line. Hollywood actors and writers went on strike in part over fear that they might lose or share revenue with machines, while news and media companies started talks to establish a united front against big tech over content scraping and trading their AI models on data produced by their organization. It now looks like each industry and company will reach separate deals with internet giants that wield tremendous power over distribution and visibility. So with Microsoft, right, let's take a look at this before we talk about NVIDIA. Microsoft backed OpenAI, Microsoft into new all-time highs right now as well. Just signed a major content licensing deal with News Corp, which could be worth more than $250 million over 5 years, sending shares of Microsoft up a decent bit, sending shares of News Corp up about 7% in the pre-market trading. That'll give OpenAI access to the Wall Street Journal, Barron's, and MarketWatch, and follows similar deals with Financial Times and Axel Springer, so the parent company of Business Insider and other publications. Google is also trying to come together and ink a deal with Reddit earlier this year to use the platform's content to train its AI model, while Meta is reportedly looking to follow suit. So even this morning, right, I was looking for this song in a different language, and I don't speak that language. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't like type in what I think the text is, and I just took the audio, transcribed it into AI, right? It spat out the text, a quick Google search, and there you go. So there's a huge development in it right now, and we've seen that the power of AI, right? Look at Nvidia, up nearly 7% in the pre-market trading through that $1,000 level, hovering around it right now, after the semiconductor giant reported its quarterly results and the guidance that topped Wall Street's expectations. That wasn't it, right? This AI behemoth, if you will, announced a 10-for-1 stock split. Now, this is going to help continue this momentum move higher. Generally, after the announcement of a stock split, you're going to see continuous rallying for subsequent days after this announcement. So we're up significantly right now. A 10-for-1 stock split as prices stand right now puts it at around $100, right? Nvidia split many a time, right? And more than doubled its quarterly dividend and send the market on a ride with NASDAQ futures up heavily, right? And NASDAQ popped above that 19,000 level just now. I don't know what the exact high was on NAS futures, but I can look at it right now. 19,023.25, 19,000 on the Nasdaq. It's not far at all from 1,000. So we saw S&P 500 futures also pop into a new all-time high, 53.69, I believe trades, or 68, something like that. And the next industrial revolution has begun. This is what CEO Jensen Huang declared. Companies And countries are partnering with NVIDIA to shift the trillion-dollar traditional data centers to accelerated computing to produce a new commodity, artificial intelligence. So I'm not 100% sure as to when this stock split is. Maybe I should have read up on that a bit more. I'm not fully sure when they expect this stock split. If everyone expect to hit in June, I think June 28th, I think, post dividends, if I'm not mistaken. So late June, it seems like this split's going to happen. So from now until late June, we've got just over a month. So there is a lot of potential for this thing to continue bolstering higher. We're seeing 1100, 1200 isn't out of the realm of crazy, realistically. And this is going to help this market move up. As we talked about yesterday, it holds 6.5%, probably more right now, weighting in the NASDAQ, about 5% in the S&P, and look what's going on. So as we take a look across the board, right, there are other news factors other than this thing just continuously higher and wiping out all bulls as we reach new all-time highs in equities. There's looks up elsewhere, right, in the financial space as well. Looking to bring more oversight to fast-growing pace, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has issued an interpretive rule that will treat buy now, pay later lenders essentially the same as credit card users. So BNPL provides providers like Affirm, PayPal, Block, and Square, or sorry, Block's Afterpay. Block is Square. Will now be required to refund return products, investigating merchant disputes, and provide bills with fee disclosure. So credit card firms currently comply with such rules under the decade-old Truth in Lending Act, but the CFPB has been clamping down on the space and most recently finalizing a rule to cap credit card late fees. So that's going to be fairly interesting. In terms of other news, today we've got a few more Fed speakers. It is Thursday. What else is it? Tomorrow's Friday. Makes sense. But we had initial jobless claims this morning. We have a few Fed speakers, well, mainly Fed's Bostic that comes out at 3 p.m. And we can also take a look at these equity markets. What's going on with the NASDAQ, with the S&P. So the S&P tapping into a new all-time high today. Surprise, surprise. This was off the NVIDIA news. Yesterday, we bounced very well off that 53.05 region, slightly above it before rallying into the end of the day and into the close. Right now, realistically, I am leaning bullish to close out this week. I think that there's a lot of euphoria, and also we're going into a long weekend. Monday, remember, is Memorial Day, so markets are going to be closed. And we want to leave off on a good note. Although the volumes have been excessively low, volatility has been excessively low, you know, there's a one rule of thumb: don't short low volatility markets, right? Don't look to find tops. Let this thing just trickle up and grind up. So even though I could be looking for some pullbacks today, I'm generally looking for prices to rally, probably a continuation from like 53. 56 is a shallow pullback, or 53.48 on the SPOOs. So we'll look at NASDAQ, just continue this upside press, trying to press above 19,000 yet again, and we'll go from there. But I'm leaning a little more, well, fairly bullish into the end of the week, and we'll see how that transpires as we open up our live room tomorrow. We'll be streaming here in the morning session, joined by some of our friends from Vanta Trading, so don't miss that out. And I'll see you as we open up our live trading room right now. So check out community.tradeproacademy.com for more resources. And tomorrow we'll be streaming live and seeing if we can take this into yet a new all-time high. So thanks, everyone.